No, I don't have shit open, so I probably need to open something.
I think mine is.
Yep, I
Should
just
be
muted.
live by now. So I'm assuming we're live. So I'm gonna act
Yeah.
accordingly and not do nothing dumb. My phone
Yeah,
just
it says we love. That's what it says.
notified me. All
So
right.
yeah, we're here and stuff.
Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is my first write in for the new year. So it's like, whoa, it's the first one.
New
We
Year.
we in we were talking about the future. Now we actually here. So I guess it's the present and about to move into the past. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
makes me happy. You guys, I am one sub away from 500.
You're almost there. One
I'm
more.
about to
Go
have
for it.
a bomb ass party
I
because I
know.
wasn't expecting that to like getting closer to April or something for my birthday, and I was praying that it would be then. So
You
let
never
me
know when that's gonna come. You know that.
right. I can't get over that. So let's see. I got some good stuff to tell y'all too. But before we go there, I want everybody to introduce themselves, and it looks like Tillery is next to me. So you go next. Go and tell the world who you are and what you're up to.
Hey everyone, I'm also DL Tiller, as you know. I write paranormal, horror, romance, and fantasy, and a mixture of all those put together. And most of the time, it has some kind of undertone of horror, if it's not directly horror. And I am going to be working on getting together my plan for 2020 tonight. So, somewhat writing, and some writing may get in there as far as like novel writing, because I always have new ideas brewing. So, I might have to jot down some stuff while I'm here. But I will be mostly planning out the year for Cagliostro, which is my debut novel. That's supposed to come out in October, but I will give up a short date as the months go on and I get into this craziness of making the novel into a book.
October of this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
2020. That's the plan. Because obviously, Halloween is in October. So,
Makes sense.
makes sense.
And next we have Mr. Stewie up in her. Tell the world what you up to.
I'm D.L. Stewart. Tonight I will be working on Sovereign Duties. I had planned on finishing it last year, didn't quite get there. Got sidetracked a little bit. So I'll be working on that tonight. I got about 3 chapters left. And today is the first day this decade that I've actually written. So, yeah.
Oh wow. Well, that's pretty cool. I haven't legitimately worked on any stories in the sense where I haven't sat down and started writing chapters or fucking sentences for a tale yet this year. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure when I'm going to, but my goal tonight is twofold. I got a Google form I have to create, so I'll see if I can do that while we're on chat. I don't know if I can. And I have my 2020 year to plan. I mean, not to plan out, Jesus Lord, no, to write out my goals of what I plan on doing in 2020. So today I promised myself I was going to work on that. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm not writing any kind of stories tonight. So there won't be like word counts and shit like that. That said, um, we have 3 questions tonight because this is supposed to be all about into the future. So let me go back to StreamYard and find that first question. There you go. Um, can one of y'all read inside the description
Read
the
the with the whole
it's
thing.
oh wait a minute, I can actually wait, I see it now. Never mind.
How you say it?
In keeping with the new year, all of these questions are about characters that you have developed but not written about yet. The stories that you want to write about but are on the back burner. There has to be one that you haven't talked about before on the streams, and it has to be one that you don't have like chapters of the story already written. Just something like a character that jumped around that you want to work on and develop. You can have written notes about it, like you could have did some dumping, but no, oh, I'm on the first draft of that. No. So tell me about a character. It doesn't have to be a main character that, hey, you've been tossing around in your head that you want to do. Which one of y'all want to go first while they're writing their answers?
I don't know what I have and haven't talked about in the stream because we've spent 10 hours just chit chatting about random books that we plan on doing. So I don't know.
But were they on the stream that people could hear it?
We've done a couple 10-hour streams. That last one that we did together was on air the whole time. I don't know how much we talked about it then, though. But I know one that I haven't really talked about much, if any.
All right, if you don't have one, if you don't, then go ahead. You can use that.
Okay. It's would be Salas, Salas, Salas. I guess I don't know.
Your character, you
sure.
don't know how to say it.
Yeah, Salas. He, I don't know, like age wise or whatever. I figure probably 30s, late 20s, early 30s, somewhere in there. He's very tall, bald headed. He's going to be a character in my story, The Demon Thieves, which is more of a urban fantasy, I guess. It's not going to take place in my world, so it's going to be under Peter Gracie. It's about these group of 5 guys that have magical abilities, and then they go use those abilities to rob banks and stuff. And he's one of them.
And so now we know why you like the bad guys so much.
Yep.
So what about you, Tillery? It feels weird calling you Tillery. What about you, Tillery?
I have so many stories, but I guess what I haven't really talked about on stream or on my channel would be Faye as FIA. Actually, came about when I was pregnant. Story about a little girl. Her name is Faye, and she has mind powers. And it's a 3-part series, and that's the plan anyway. So it starts off as her is a small child, and her mother dies giving birth to her, or that's manifested inside of her. So that pretty much like kills her mother.
Damn.
Yeah.
Coming out.
She pretty much has like pyrokinesis, telekinesis, round kinesis, stuff like that. So pretty much all that stuff. If you're familiar with X-Men, you might know a little bit about some of that with Magneto and stuff like that. But yeah, so she can move stuff, fire, all that kind of stuff. And
like she's an elemental.
Yeah, so the story starts when she's like very young, but she doesn't articulate like she is 5 years old when the story starts. Like it shows her birth and everything, and then it goes to she's 5. She's adopted actually by this woman that was in the hospital, the nurse that was taking care of her mother, doing the birth and everything. So she ends up adopting Faye, and so she's taking care of her and everything. She knows about Faye's powers, but she's trying to help her hide it, because she knows what that would mean if people found out about it. So you actually go through her younger years, and then the second book is when she's a teenager, and the third planned book is when she's an adult. And
that's how I was just getting ready to ask you, like, how old was she when she got adopted?
Grows up. Yeah, so she grows up. So each book goes through her life, and then it's actually in a end up being in a world that's kind of like I guess I could say it ended up getting kind of destroyed, so like a post-apocalyptic type world, but it doesn't start off that way because it has a lot to do with Faye. And then you can find out other people who have mind powers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a whole like
okay.
I haven't talked about. So, but I have like, of course, the book covers already for it, and obviously, yeah, I have the book covers before I got the story finished.
I'm saying 12-step program. They exist for a reason.
I just bought another. I won one in a
I won it.
It was only $9. I won it because it was like $1 auction, and it actually went well with one of my other stories I had written, side stories that ended up being a full-fledged story. So hey,
I won one. I did something that I've told y'all a million times over. I suck at doing, but I wrote a blurb. It was a blurb contest, and if you got chosen, then you won the cover of the book. So you had to look at this book cover, write a blurb for it, and then the person who created the book cover chooses who they think won.
Oh, that's cool.
And I won.
Yeah, well, that's brother.
Like
that's right.
I suck at blurbs. I was real proud.
Not this time around.
But you know what it was? It's because I didn't care. you know how it is, your heart, like, it was like, I didn't
win. That's cool. If not, or what?
I was all calm. I looked at that cover. I was like, oh, okay. And I was being real cheesy. Like you could almost hear the music in the background, like the damn. And then the danger came. And I literally wrote down whatever the fuck, because I didn't expect to win. And not only did she choose me, but the other people was like, damn, I'm taking mine out. I like that one. So now I got to write that book. But
now you got to. Now you got
it's
to. What about you? What character do you have?
I have a character who she always ends up back on the back burner. I have not written anything but notes for this story, and her name is Whisper. And I'm trying to think of the counterpart's name. I know his boss was named Merrick, because my friend Karam, I reversed his name and made him Merrick because he reminded me of him. But basically, she's just a regular person. It's all in like right now, like it could happen today. And she worked. She had a great job. She was just one of those wallflowery type girls, and I don't mean it like, oh, woe is me kind of wallflower. She really didn't want attention, so she shrinks back a little. But she has the kind of people in her life who's like, girl, come on over here and dance. Come on over here and do this and come do that. So the one thing that was bad about her is that she was really super lonely. And so, like a dummy, she starts dabbling in stuff that she shouldn't be, basically into like witchcraft and stuff. Okay. And I say like a dummy because she was a dummy. Because when she goes and when she finds she decides, I'm going to do spells because I heard about that on the internet kind of attitude. And then she goes to like a book
play with that. Like, yeah, she a dummy.
Yeah, she went to Mystical Voyage, and she goes and she just gets all these books. But the reason why she's a dummy, not because she was gullible at that moment when she decided to do this, she's a dummy because then this woman, let's say like your mom, sees her buying all these high magic books and like okay. This girl ain't been around. Like she just sensed it, so she goes over to her and she offers like, "Hey, do you have a mentor? What's going on?" She tried to talk to her, but Whisper is like, "Oh no, I'm good. I got this. Basically, lady, I don't know. Mind your business." And the woman gives her card anyway. Was like, if you need to talk, but you might want to hold off on some of this reading and go over here and maybe read this book. And Whisper's like, no. So that's why she was a dummy.
No, bitch, I'm gonna do what I want.
Because she went. So what she ended up doing, because it's a story with her, but it's also the story of the guy. We just gonna have to call him Jonah because I can't think of his name. And he is a soul stealer, and he was cursed to steal souls. And he can steal these souls when the person is the most vulnerable or being dumb. Oh, Lord. And he's forced by Merrick to do this, but you don't know that at first. You think he just loved his job. And so all of his story, which I don't even want to go into because we're supposed to talk about one, but he ends up crossing paths with her. And the way he steals souls is through sex.
Hey, that's the best way. Just saying. You gotta go out with a bang.
He'll breathe you in, kind of thing. But the cool thing was the part that was fucked up and the part that saved her is by mistake. She put a protection thing on her. So that when he did steal her soul, it reverted and came back and stole a piece of his.
That's funny.
So now he's slowly dying, but we're not gonna get into all his shit.
Oh,
it's a
I guess her being a dummy paid off that one time,
but it doesn't. It's me.
Hey, I said that one time, so I mean, the rest of the time not gonna help.
Yeah, because now she got to deal with Merrick too.
Oh Lord.
But I might need y'all help with everybody else's comments. So let's see who's here. Okay, Alexis. Hi, Alexis. Let's see. Alexis is here. Nicole. Right. That says Nicole, right?
Yep.
You're going to pay bills. Don't worry. We got a few more minutes. Like, with those damn eyes. Marquise. I have a character named Marquise. And a lot of people call him Marquise. What is Marquise?
Alec.
Like, hey, Shannon.
Alec. Did you miss Alec?
No, I saw Alec
Oh.
with those crazy eyes.
Yeah. He been here for a minute.
Stephen. Hey, Stephen. Sarah. Okay, Sarah's here.
Hey,
Anybody answer the question yet? Can y'all see? Eva.
probably further down.
Eva. You got my book? Oh, Shannon. At Shannon. Okay.
Our first person that answered the question was Michael. Michael
Right.
Taylor.
So let's see.
If you need me to read it, let me know.
Kuma Ray. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do Kuma Ray. Yay! Diane Varaki. Varaki in the house.
Yes, Baraki.
Michael. Yeah, I'm gonna need somebody else to read that.
All right. Michael says, I want to write a story with a character who's gay, a ballet dancer turned figure skater after he was victim of a bus accident, which forced him to change his plans a bit.
So they get to still stay strong because figure skating is
I'm
not
gonna
easy.
there, man. Figure skating's for serious. Like,
It is not easy.
So I looked into it. It's serious stuff.
I did ballet for 100 years, but
ballet is no joke.
I did figure skating for 1 month. I tried to lift one leg off the ice, ate the ice, was done.
Shit, it's serious though. And Michael said, turns out he's a very good figure skater.
See, that means that the bus accident was supposed to happen. I already like that. What about Eva?
I don't think she answered it yet.
Gonna have a cozy mystery weekend. Oh, read that. I can't read that.
I'm gonna have a cozy mystery weekend with your book and Tamara Woods in March, during March of the Indies.
Cordy, you know what? I haven't been on Cordy's channel in a minute.
Cordy.
I gotta go check her out.
Wait,
I'm not getting any friggin' indications or nothing for her.
Is that a new author tuber?
She does the same thing we do, and she'll have games in between. But
I don't know if I've been on.
I can't do it. I can't see.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that would stop you.
Let's see. Who else? Did I miss everybody? I got everybody, right?
Yeah. Alec answered the question.
Okay, Alec. Oh, I see. Alec, I want to write an Alice in Wonderland retelling. Male Alice is a serial killer. Wait a minute. Please, somebody else read that because it's killing my
That's what put to death and is in purgatory. All the Wonderland characters are characters of hell with the faces of those he killed. The Mad Hatter is Satan. I like that.
Oh my God. I love the Mad Hatter. Do y'all ever see Once Upon a Time and who they have playing the part of the Mad Hatter?
Of course.
Where he live?
I have every version of Alice. There's one that came on Sci-Fi, and it's one of the best versions of Alice I've ever seen. It's like a modern type of deal going on, but it's good. Like, I like every version of Alice. I always get every version.
I'm not into Alice in Wonderland, but I bet I could get into this one.
You probably could get into some of the ones that they changed it around a bit. The one I'm talking about from Sci-Fi, you would like this one. I'm just telling you. And the Mad Hatter on there is hot. I'm just so.
Kumi. You can call me Kumi. Your name is off the hook. I like that. Can I add that to one of my characters? Kumi. Yeah. What does your name mean? Because that is just too gorgeous. All right, so the plan is, because I'm not even sure what time it is right now. Oh, we did good. We only 1 minute out. The plan is 20-minute sprints. You know, as we go, we're going to do the 3 questions. So when we come back, you guys can be answer the second question. But right now, it's 8:19. At 8:20, we're just going to go right in for it till 20 of, right? Am I counting it right? No, 10 of, right? Right.
I'd be about 8:40. Yep. Let me read this one real quick before we go. Steven asked a question. Rob, yeah, she will be one of the seven main series of gluttony,
Oh, you
a
freezing.
skilled user of blood magic. Yeah, a skilled user of blood magic.
Rosalind.
Yeah, my internet is being shoddy because of the storm.
Why I like that. Why did you choose the name Rosalind? Is it connected in any way to that particular sin in some way that we don't know? That's cool. I like that. Because I like the name
She
Roz.
is a fan of gluttony, so it's a possibility. I'm not sure though. Eva, my main character, Ko- Kawanda, did I say that right?
Quanda.
Um, is the daughter of a tribe leader, her mother having knowingly gone blind after accepting a magical gift that allowed her the chance to carry a child to term.
Wait a minute. Knowingly? So she chose blindness in order to have a baby? Am I understanding correctly?
Yep, mother
Oh, fuck. Goddamn.
gone blind. That's what that would mean.
All
All
right.
right, who's
So,
been
guys,
jumping on that
let's go
sprint?
ahead and
If
get
anyone
started.
else
Yeah,
answers,
we
we'll
missed
leave
a
it.
minute. So now you only got 19 minutes.
That's cool, Beans.
We'll come back to the end of yours, Eva.
Yeah, we'll read it.
I'm sorry. I said, all right, go when I muted myself. All right, go. That's time, right?
Yep.
All right, everybody. I missed somebody on the last one. I think I missed Kumi's saying thanks, Danny, because I didn't see it. I guess it'd be better if I turn that banner off. Give me a second to do that. All right. So Kumi said, my character is a female composer slash rapper and got her song stolen by her best friend. My profile picture is a commission I asked for on that said character. What? Don't tell me the best friend actually becomes like a superstar, because then that bitch would need to die.
Yeah.
Like, on top of the fact that you stole my stuff.
Hey, Jennifer.
Let's see. Who am I missing? So Jennifer. Hey, Queen Aphrodite and DL Squared, right? I swear we're a singing group. And Stewie can rap for us, and me and Danny can sing.
You always gotta have a rapper in there.
Shanita. Yeah, because I cannot rap to save my life.
That's how music good. They throw a rapper in there, be like, yeah. Every time Eminem pop up in the song, I'm like, yes, right, Eminem.
I be like this. I'm the king of rap. There is none higher. Sucker MCs, they call me sire. Yeah. The kids be like, please sit down. You need help. Like, straight out of Compton.
I can rap in Japanese. So.
Crazy mother. I can't rap in no language. None. Because I was trying to do Mir from and Black, and I thought I was the shit. And I was just, no. I'll stick to singing. Let's see, straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube from a gang called With Attitude. Yeah, I can't rap. She does become a superstar. Oh. So tell me, the book begins with her brutal death. And they just go back and tell the story about it.
We didn't write it.
There's no Leviathans in it, man. You gotta have
already. Like,
what are creatures? So I did say hi, Shanita, right? Hi, Shanita. And Josie. Hi, Josie. Feel better?
Yes, feel better.
So I want to say I got everybody. So let's get to
the second question.
Oh, I have to tell you all something too. So while y'all are pondering question number 2, I got some good news. Okay. So I finally got my merch stuff taken care of. I did everything that I could to have it happen in December. Like, I wanted to surprise my patrons, and I wanted to surprise the collective with the stuff in December, because that was my goal, that, it would be done in December. But shit happens. But fortunately, January did not let me down. So I finally got it. I got my merch. So I get the summer stuff out, and it makes me happy. And I had to share that because it made me happy, because it was driving me crazy for a goddamn month.
I know I'm getting sure.
Oh my God, though, like, I really wanted to surprise everybody. Like, you're one of my higher tier patrons too. But I really wanted to surprise y'all in December, but I couldn't. So that's why I didn't say anything, because I couldn't. So I'm glad I didn't actually go, hey, I'm going to give it to you in December, and then it fell apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it was breaking my heart. So, but finally, some things moved and everything got done. And so, yeah, I got you.
I might have to do, though, I'm not going to say since you didn't name the merch yet, but I might have to do is buy one of those shirts that Stewie likes and burn it on camera, like a live stream.
I'm wearing that shirt every stream.
I know you are. So I'm going to burn it on live stream.
Put it in a certain spot in my closet. So every time I do a stream with you, I'm like, all right, this is what I got to wear.
Y'all are on a tier where y'all get y'all shirts, so that's really cool. But I will just make you a shirt that says "fuck Chase."
Thank you.
So that you can wear when he's saying Team Chase. So you ain't got to burn. You ain't got to spend no money burning one.
I still
like
want
twins,
one, though.
But we're also like Gemini type twins, like opposite in that regard.
Right. That's what's cute about it. That's the one thing that's cute about Geminis, that is 100% the same and 0% the same. Like
Mhm.
where they're the same, there's no breaking it, and when they're different, it's black and fucking white, which is also cute.
Hey, Alec agrees.
Male and
Alec is
fucking
like,
female.
burn it. Yeah, I'm burning it. I'm gonna
So
burn it.
I had to announce that because it was
Yeah, burn it.
killing me for a month, but I got it. So I got y'all. It makes me happy. I even got one extra one that's going to go out as a giveaway. So I'm so happy. And then of course the stores, it'll be up available for people to purchase too. But I had to take care of my patrons and I had to take care of my Discord clan first. So that said, question number 2. When do you plan to write the tale that this character is in? The one that you spoke about. I'm gonna answer first only because I have no fucking idea. It's been on the back burner for a good 5 years, 6 years. And so many things just keep jumping in front of it. So I don't even have it planned to write.
Well, I am going to say 21 for Faye because I have certain things planned for 2020 that I can't work on Faye, but that is one of the ones I really want to write and get out there. So I'm going to say 21 for Faye.
I'm going to have to agree with Aphrodite. I have no idea. I've got like 20 something projects planned, and that's like on the back end of those 20. So I would say probably 10, 15, 20 years from now, maybe. I have no idea.
People be waiting. You be like, they'll be all right.
And it makes me sad because I probably could knock it out rather quick as far as because it is a one-off. It doesn't have, when it ends, that kind of thing. So the Bible for it will be, like that.
I might turn mine into a series. I don't know, but
I definitely don't have the strength. Like the stuff that I worked out in my head for her, I don't have the strength for that to be any more than that. Because the ending of it that I have in my head is crazy, and I need it to end. But it's got, unlike my normal tragedies, my Shakespearean self, it does have a happy ending. I can tell you that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unfortunately, I'm not a happy ending girl. This is how the fuck this shit went down, girl. But this one does have an actual happy ending. It may not be what everybody else would consider happy, but it needed to happen.
I thought I was going to be the writer that was like, all fairy tale happy ending stuff was going to happen. And that's not what's happening. But, I do have those stories that's very happy ending. Usually my romance stuff will probably end happy in most cases because then it's like no point for me to do romance if I'm going to end it. I got horror for that. Like I could kill everybody in horror and feel like go skip it into the sun myself.
And that's kind of a happy ending for her.
It's happy ending for me. Like when
the bitches that live to tell, I wouldn't want to live to tell. I'm sorry, Freddie come after me. I want to die. I don't want to remember that shit.
Yeah, well, Freddie, he might keep coming after you even after the fact. I mean, you see some of those,
I don't want to live through none of that shit. I don't. All right, so wait a minute. You mean Stray Kids? Wait, who are you talking to? Did I miss something?
No, you good. I was talking about Rose. He came in.
No. I'm talking about Jay.
You mean Stray Kids? Mm-hmm.
So wait, hold on.
Let me scroll a little bit and see, because I can't look at the chat over here. It never's up to date.
Also, I didn't even realize I changed my channel. Left my ass off. It's me, Kumi.
Oh.
But I you know what's really sad? I knew it was you because you had just said something about she became a superstar, sadly. And I'm thinking, yeah, but then I'm looking like, what is Miro? So I don't know who you're talking to.
All right, man, I'm so tired.
All right, so did anybody answer? Done by March to submit during PitMat. Wait a minute, March of this year? Dang. You must have been working on it in your brain for a minute, Burn. Sacrifice poor chase team chase shirt. Let's see. I think that's to you, Stewie. It needs to be Ash. Okay, like Ken. I don't know.
Cash.
Oh, okay, I got it. Got you.
Cash easier.
I see the K in a minute. I see the K now. Hey, Cash, you made it. What's up? Let's see.
You might have missed the part where Alex said what the shirt should say, though.
Oh no, I meant me. I meant Mir, MIR, in black. Got you. Thank you. I love it black.
Oh.
All right. So that was the second question. What time is it, guys?
It is 8:50.
Until
That's perfect. So we can do the next one till 10 after, guys. I'm gonna try to see if I can show y'all a picture of the merch later, but I might not be able to because I don't know what I'm doing. But y'all go right.
All right.
Okay, that's time. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You guys. Okay. Real quick, because I just can't stop. I was working on a Google form.
Yeah.
So, and when you go into Google Forms, it automatically takes you to all of your old forms, obviously. So I don't know why I clicked it, but I clicked the beta reader form, and the way like for your end, like it'll break everything down. So I have like these 75 answers to a question.
Yeah.
I started
Uh-oh. I hope it wasn't on the mine in there.
yes, it's like everybody that answered the question is in there. So like I can't tell. I would have to go to the individual ones to see who said what, because basically, like for instance, it says predict what happens next based on what you have read thus far. That's one of the questions. So I have 75 answers, and some of the answers to this, like this has to be you. This one has to be you, because it's like I can't even read it because they will cancel the channel.
I must have cursed a lot.
Oh
Nah.
my god! It was like I'm gonna tell you how I can do it. Listen,
Bleep it out.
predict what happens. Barbara bitch gets um. Can't even say it. Um, specimen overload of the throat,
Yeah, I was bad.
which causes her because she is a D sucking bee. Also, I predict that if that bitch was real and I ever met her, that I will punch her straight in her fucking face.
Yeah, I got kind of emotional reading this.
I
I
was
was just
like,
saying.
I was like, I don't know who wrote this, but they was a little bit mad with and I don't even know like what she did. Like
I mean, do we need to count the ways? I'm just saying. Like
I was
anybody who read it knows she's doing all kinds of stuff.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I was, it's
That's
like,
what makes her I hate that book. I swear to God.
like, what did you dislike and why? And it's like that motherfucker Chase fuck that fucking fucker. That's not why.
She didn't have an answer for it. That's why.
I just wanted you to know what I felt.
What that fucking fucker? Like what the fuck?
And the Barbara one was just hypothetical, me hoping that would happen to her. I'm just saying, like, so I did technically answer it that time.
And then I'm listening like what's wait a minute, is that the same part? Yeah, it's like what did you dislike why? Somebody wrote Chase will not leave her alone. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was pretty true though. I mean,
The whole entire scene because Chase was in it.
what do you think about the scene? I hate the whole scene.
Because Chase was
in
in it.
I hate every scene with him in it. If I see him, I hate the scene.
I mean, I'm just going through
Unless
this.
the scene of him dying or choking or getting ran over by a truck or whatever, a dog biting his ankle. If it's anything like that, I would enjoy it. But if not, I hate it.
Why the fuck is Baron alive? That's not answering the question. Okay, what did you dislike? The pack of wild dog bitches is getting out of hand.
I don't know who wrote that one. That's
I don't
funny.
know who wrote that one. It's all in lowercase.
That's hilarious.
Oh
though.
my god! So
See, I know I wasn't the only one writing stuff like that. See, you had everybody being emotional. Okay.
but it's like, ain't nobody talking about bitches dying from swallowing too much stuff.
She probably could. She probably gonna have to get her stomach pumped. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
It's like girl need to get a different diet or something. Like,
What is your favorite part and why? Aaliyah slapping the devil because he's the devil. I can't read this while I'm.
I know I wrote that one.
I can't. Like, I can't. But y'all, that's too much.
Well, I'm glad that we get touchy.
Stewie, what I'm gonna do, Stewie, I'm gonna send you the link, and you can answer all the questions and say nice things. That still probably had me in tears because
you probably should do like a thing where you read, like
I should do a thing
hate mail. Well, you should like open a thing where like Chase gets hate mail from the fans of Shattered.
But no, I can't.
You have to get a bleeper for your channel, probably.
Right. So I was thinking like maybe I should read, like do a thing where the part that I can read that won't spoil it. Because there's some stuff in there where some people say things that definitely will be spoiled. And there was one question: what do you think is going to happen? I think Orkin and Chase are going to have a baby. I'm like, based on what you just read, okay. I say, predict what happens next based on what you just read. Girl, knowing how your brain works, I can't even speculate. I know who wrote that. Oh my God. So I should do a thing where I just read the beta stuff. I really should, because I don't know if I'll be able to get through it. I definitely couldn't do it live.
You'll be crying too much.
I will be crying.
There'll be so much editing out of that video. It's going to barely be a video.
Oh my God. So you guys, and the cool thing about this, I recommend this to everybody when it's time for you to do your beta stuff, because I have a wealth of stuff to go back to. Don't do it online though. But so for every question that I asked and all the answers that I got, I wish I could show y'all some of these pictures though.
Look, Jennifer said, I haven't even started Shattered yet, and I already detest Chase.
You can't do the fan mail or hate mail or whatever. I'll do it for you. So
yeah, let him read it since he is friend.
You know his lawyer's got to have all this information to be able to fight back against it.
True.
That's true.
Just saying.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, that should be a shirt. I detest Chase.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know what? This one.
No, because Stewie will be like, Chase is misunderstood.
He is.
And nobody. Yeah, I like how you say he is and look off to the side like you don't even believe that shit come out your mouth.
One of them, it said, I can't read this one, but it's like predict the ending, and somebody said, "Fuck," then kill Chase.
I don't know. That could have been me. I saw you look at me. That should be the ending.
I forgot all about these. I can't hang here. So I got to get off of this and go get the work done. Anyway, my lovely, before I have an asthma attack, reliving the madness of beta.
We got our third question.
I got to go back. We got to do the third question. All right. So
can't wait until I start my alpha. This is gonna be fun. I wish I still had all my answers from my first book.
I'm saying that was the best thing I could have did, because I have what I did on that. I have that, of course. So that was all the chapters, one chapter at a time. That's why it's so many answers. And then I have the last chapter separate from, because the last chapter included the last chapter, but it like the whole book. So the questions didn't go directly just to that chapter, but to the whole book because we were done. So I'm glad I did that, because those two different files, and I have it forever. And there was a lot of information. It was stuff I couldn't read, obviously. And then the stuff I couldn't read because the information I got, I actually had to go back and fix in the book, because again, your betas are helping you out. And one of my betas, who was very verbose, she would just go to town and as to why this didn't work and what that thing, and I have it forever. And because of that, I did have to go fix some shit because she was 100% right. But other stuff I got to not fix. I'm like, you just have to wait to see why that happened, kind of thing.
So Jay said, starting Shattered tonight, and I'm already knowing who to side eye. True. True.
I'm sorry. So we gotta go. We gotta do question number 3. I catch my. Huh? Oh, you froze. You freezing. I don't know what you're saying.
Secret. There will be no secret.
What? Somebody said something about secret?
No, I'm saying there will be no secret who she gonna need to side eye when she start reading Shattered. I'm just saying, like, you'll know right away. Everybody that needs to be side eyed, you can be side eyed so much you never gonna look straight again. Just saying.
See, this is why I can't read all my answers in the debated thing, because she said shit like that. But oh, I can't breathe. So question number 3, before I really do have asthma attack. How fleshed out in your mind is the story that includes the character that you were talking about? And for those of you who did talk about a character, was that character a main character? Because I don't know if I was clear. Like, it didn't have to be, but I was wondering. So that's the third question.
My character, that she is the main character. And it is completely fleshed out. And the entire series is supposed to be 3 parts, so quite planned out.
Mine is fleshed out too. It's just, and you would think that, you know, it's fleshed out and I would be ready to go ahead and go move forward with it, but I'm not. Like, I have so many other things in front of me.
That's what I was saying. Like, I mean, 21 is still a good ways away. I mean, that's a whole nother year, and I don't know when in 21 I would start it, you know. But I have too much stuff this year to really do.
So I didn't get to say hi to Lilith. Hey, Lilith. Let me see.
Lilith's there.
The writing, I'm not writing tonight. I'm working on some Google Forms, and I went down a rabbit hole just now. That's why I couldn't stop laughing, but I'm going to get back to work on the next sprint. Yes, and Black. I think I know every song by heart. I just love them. Especially, I just love them. Yes, thumbs up the video, guys. It's hilarious. It was some of the answers, even when they weren't trying to be funny, like, you can see that they were clearly mad. Like, there was one chapter where no one had a nice thing to say, but I still laughed because they shouldn't have had anything nice to say. But it still makes me laugh at some of the things, like, what's going on? What's going on? What the fuck? What the fuck? No, fuck you. I ain't predicting shit. Fuck you. Give me the next chapter. So I got a lot of that.
That's not messing with me.
Aphrodite, I haven't even started. Oh, that's what you were reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't side eye him. Just go in, try to go in a little blind. Listen to me and Stewie, good and bad, high and low, yin and yang. Don't look too much at Tillery.
We'll see about that later. She's only going to be looking at me later.
Oh my God. But yeah.
I can't be the only one that likes him.
No, there was one other psychopath. But in her defense, she read chapter 2, up to chapter 2. Oh. And she's like, I like this Chase guy. I'm like,
you ain't got to finish the book to know you like a character.
She wouldn't continue. I know she would not continue to like. No, I take that back. I doubt, because she is a little weird.
Look, I'm weird, and I still don't like that mofo.
So even look in the merch store, when you see the merch store and it has the shirts, the Team Chase shirts, it even says, for the 3 weirdos who will buy this, you have options. I'm like, the 3 weirdos. Because then the rest, I'm like, I forgot what it said. Like on the coffee mug for Spencer, it was like, you know, yeah, here's Spencer keeping things warm. And then for Chase, it's like, yeah, you here, you got a cup. It says something rude. But I can't look. I can't. So let's go back.
Mm-mm-mm.
So can you read what Kumi said?
Yes, I can. My character is a main character and it's almost flushed out. I outline, write, and then edit as I go.
Smart.
Cachet that my main characters are flushed out for two of my work in progresses, but for the retelling, I have no idea. Those characters elude me, laugh out loud.
They have a tendency to be crazy sometimes. I have one character who never shuts up, another one who hiding in the corner.
Steven said, she is the main character. I'm still fleshing out the series. I have probably books 1 through 3 mostly flushed out. Still have to flush out books 4 through 7.
I have a question about that,
It's an
Steven.
anthology.
You so just out of curiosity, because I know it's the 7 sins. Is it each book concentrating on one of the sins, or are all the sins going to be in all the books, but one sin of main concentration? Like it's going to be 1 and 6, or is it just one throughout? I'm just curious because obviously I like 7 Deadly Sins because I wrote a book called 7 Erotic Sins because I'm crazy.
He was just fixing that one of the main characters. I kind of read through that anyway because obviously.
Yeah, I assume with 7 sins you probably have 7 mains, if not 14, because you might have counterparts. But I don't know how yours is set up, so let me know about that one. If it's one per book or all 7 in each book with a concentration on one, or concentration on all of them. I don't know. I can't breathe. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go into another, the final sprint for the night. I'm going to take some medicine so I don't have an asthma attack, and I'm not going to go back and finish reading that form. I'm going to make the one I'm supposed to be doing. So did everybody answer the third one right? Is that everybody? Did I miss
didn't answer it, but can.
Huh?
So I didn't answer it, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead, answer.
That's fine. I've got it pretty well fleshed out. I actually had it as like a dream or a nightmare, I guess it would be classified as. And when I woke up, I wrote it all out. But it would just like be the first book, and it kind of has like a little cliffhanger top twist at the end. So I might turn it into a series, and if I do, I don't have any of that planned out. But I have the first one pretty well mapped out.
You have like a pretty solid beginning, middle, end kind of to it.
For the first book or whatever. If it goes to a series, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
like 5 of them, and it just kind of has one focus on the first book or whatever. So I might just switch the focus to each one of the demons or whatever, I guess, for each book.
I have a series, my Uncharted series, that they are still standalone books. They are not connected to each other in any way. You can read them in any kind of order. They're just Uncharted this, Uncharted that, Uncharted the other. But the only thing that's connected to them is that they're Uncharted. That's in the title. That's it. But this one,
that's not like one of mine. I have a series like that too.
Yeah, because they are Uncharted D. So you have like Uncharted Desire and Uncharted D this and Uncharted D that. And then my Goddess series is the same way as well. I have the 5 Goddesses of Love. Each one of them have the books are similar with the Goddess series in the sense that they're not they're current tellings of the goddesses. Like for instance, like you could be Venus and some shit that's going on with you, like you're the incarnation of Venus kind of thing, or Freya or Aphrodite or whomever, like Kuan Yin. So I have the 5. And so but that's the only connection. The books are not connected to each other. You do not have to read one over the other.
That's like my Forbidden Love series. That one I think I told you about. Of course, I got covers already. When Fireflies Mingle and When Wolves Dance. I think that's the first 2.
I don't think I seen that cover. I saw When Fireflies Mingle.
I had the woman copy what the other one looked like, but it's 2 different cover artists. And I had her I saw a pre-made she had, but she changed it. until it made it look similar to the other series. So you know that they were connected, like far as
Gotcha.
in the same series, but they all different characters each time.
I want to
So,
find somebody to really do up my goddess series.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
cover- It's the only thing that I've ever wanted to do where it was be a person on the cover, but um
Hmm.
like a medium close up shot of the
Hmm.
of somebody, but I want the art to be over
Yeah,
the fucking top. I want you to see the goddess that the person is representing, like really see them.
yeah.
So when I find that, I guess I'll be selling out some ducats, man.
Hmm.
It's gonna be expensive. Hey, Nikki, you just got here. I didn't see you earlier. Yep, duh, yeah, I didn't see you earlier, Stephen. So each book focuses on one sin mainly. However, the other sins do show up in the other books, even if they aren't. That's what I was wondering about that. I can't wait till you get done with that one. I can't wait. Interesting. Oh yeah, you missed some of the stuff that we was talking about earlier. Everybody in here was talking about books that, or rather, characters that they came up with, but they haven't actually started working on the book for them yet. So they may even fleshed it all out in their heads, but they haven't written anything down. So that was the focus for today for the first one of the new year. All right, so it looks like it's, I want to say 32, 9:32.
Yeah, that's 32.
It is a two. All right, so we can do another 20. That way we can wrap up closer to 10 because your girl losing her voice and her sight and absolutely has to get this Google thing done and stop fooling around. So everybody ready?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so what would that make it? 52?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, go for it. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away. It's time. Time. Well, how did everybody do? That was the last sprint, so I want to hear some numbers. If you have any numbers, depending on what you were working on.
I actually went back in and changed a few things in the first chapter of Cagliostro. Um, just some things that I have missed, and I did email my editor and asked her would it be possible I send her those notes because they aren't like editor changing notes, but they could affect her editing. You know what I mean? So I sent her that. See if she's okay with that. If not, it's not something I can't just change when I get it back. But I figured I'd ask her just so it won't be on my brain.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
mean, asking the worst thing she could say would be no, she couldn't, and that ain't hurting you.
Exactly. And I've made a list, started making the list for my channel and the list for Cagliostro for this year, like planning out step by step so I won't do what I did from the beginning.
I actually, after I did go back and start reading again, I actually pulled myself out and started my form. I had to go into Canva and I created some banners and stuff for stuff I had to make. And then I started on my doc. So what I plan, I'm gonna finish that. It won't take me long to do that. Get out of there, go back to my website, see if I can finally get that website done. There's some little tweaks that need to be done to it before I start. I mean, you can actually still go to it. It's live. It's
Yeah,
just not good. So before I start really sharing it with the world, I want to fix a couple things.
I get that.
So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I had to turn that light off, so it's a little darker in here now.
Oh, cool. So you
And
did.
yeah, my eyes are. It's just there's no helping them. That light was too much with adding the screen and everything else to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Steven said I edited a few pages.
How come I'm not getting any comments are not coming up? What'd you do, Stewie?
I got 254 that go around, and I'm almost done with another chapter, which I started at the beginning of the stream. So I'm almost done the whole chapter.
So wait,
That's
what book?
Sovereign Duties.
That's what I figured you were in.
And then after I finish this chapter, I'll have 2 chapters left, and I'll be done with the first draft.
Well, damn. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was done something. I haven't started on anything for this year.
Then I'll start my alpha stage and recruiting people.
You don't have an alpha?
Not yet, no.
Okay, now Stephen thing finally came up.
Yep. So
StreamYard is real behind, y'all. And so it don't help that I can't see, but on top of that, it's slow. So forgive me if I miss you. Just keep yelling at me if I missed you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting something done enough to share. And I don't have that yet. I don't have anything.
well, you just released a book too. So, you know, that like
No, but that book had been done for a minute, you know.
true,
I
but
still haven't really worked. I mean, I've
so much
dabbled in
to do
stuff.
after a book is done. It's so much to do after a book is done that
It
people don't
really
even
is.
know. Like when they go and buy that book off the shelf, they don't even know all the stuff you have to go through just to get that book there.
It is when they say it's a journey, it's a barefoot journey over hot
That's why
coals.
I could never put out a review of a writer's book to just bash it. Like even if I knew I didn't like the book, I just wouldn't do a review, like a video review or whatever. Like it's different when I'm just a reader and I could put a review up on Amazon, or whatever. But I could never like go and do a video on a book to review it because I know I hate it. Like I could never do it because I know all the hard work that that writer had to go through just to get that book there. Rather they are, you know, traditionally or not traditionally published. I mean, most days now we run into more not traditional published than traditional published in a lot of cases, especially in our community. But I could never do it just because I'm a writer myself and I can sit there and think about everything they had to go through to get that book finished and get it where it is where you can read it. Even if you're like, well, this book is straight garbage. What is garbage to you? but that I don't think it gives you space to sit there and just destroy deface their work. Even if you didn't like it, it just seems a little too harsh in my opinion because of what you have to go through to get to that stage. You know what I
Like
mean?
I just wouldn't take the time out of my life to do that to somebody.
That's what I mean. I can't, like, from the perspective of a writer, I couldn't do that. Even if like I didn't like their book. Like, it's cool. We don't like everybody's writing, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But again, it still took you time to make a video to put down that book because you knew you were going to put it down when you made the video. I mean, if that's what your channel is about, then that's what your channel is about. But I just, myself personally, I could never see myself doing that because I know all the sweat, blood, and tears it takes to get the book out. And I'm in that mindset right now, preparing for that stuff and just writing down the steps that you have to take if you're going to try to do it the right way to get the book in a lot of hands. All the stuff you got to do, and you're nervous about it. So just to have somebody come and, like, do that, it's going to hurt even so. But I'm not going to be out there try to hurt anybody on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only like I'm always honest with the person if they ask me like their opinion. But I would never, like, if for instance, let's say, like, because I love Metagore, so I can talk about this. So let's say I didn't. I would tell Stewie, like, Stewie, I didn't like it because of this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and my opinion on this, and my suggestion on that, and my critique of this, and where I stand. And he'll probably come back, well, this is because of that, and probably shed some light on some of the parts that I didn't get. But other than that, let's say I still didn't like it, Stewie would be the only person who knew that.
Right. I don't really see the point to do the other thing, you know what I mean? But
I would never go on and then go, yeah, well, I hate this because of that. I would never do that. I just don't. I would be honest with Stewie, and Stewie would be like,
well, I told you I already been there. Somebody sent me an ARC, like, to review,
how
I handled that. I just couldn't consciously go put out a review on what I felt about the book as it was. I mean, not that they could never fix it, or they could never, and maybe it was just me even, I don't know. But that being the case, I wasn't going to go put it out. It didn't felt like it was a waste of energy to me to go and put it out and be like, this book is this, and this, when I could just tell the writer, especially when I'm in an ARC review type of setting, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm 100 with that. Definitely tell the writer, because even if
they might be able to fix
even if you are quote unquote wrong or incorrect, because they could have been like, everything that you see as a mistake could have been exactly what they were trying to do. So, but there is a chance that, like, I was laughing, but there was I'm just going to say this, and hopefully this isn't too spoilery. There was a scene in the book where Aaliyah had a conversation with Flint, and it didn't make sense because it wasn't clear when they first met. And why is she making a reference to when they first met, when it wasn't clear when they first met? Because if you read it in the beginning, he's one of the triplet. In the first run of that, it was not mentioned. Like, I'm seeing him, but I never mentioned that he was one of the boys.
Yeah, true.
He turns around and says to him, "Oh, well, you do speak," and all this other shit. Like, where's that coming from?
Right.
Well, my brain didn't catch that, but I got a long paragraph from Jennifer, who was like, "What the fuck? If he's one of them, how come we didn't know that?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, what do you mean you don't know? He's sitting right there." And I had to go back. I was like, "I never said he was."
This is true.
So stuff like that, it's like, you just never know. So you definitely want to hear what somebody has to say, and then you can easily just go, "Oh no, they're wrong," and then move on, or shit, they're right.
They caught that, and I missed that. But it's just,
and that's why don't lie to the writer. That's why I say don't lie to the writer, but then don't fucking the writer.
Like, with my brain right now is just like being in this setting of turning my manuscript into a book for people to read. It's just like my mind, even now, even though I've been a reader for a long time and I've been a writer for a long time, now that I'm in this stage, my other side of my vision has come into play, because now I can see that author's perspective of how hard they have to work to get their book out, especially when you are a self-published writer. All the money you have to put into it to get it edited and get it pristine as you would like it to be, the cover maybe, and things like that, formatting, all that stuff, and then planning it. That's not even talking about the money, like the
The
planning.
hardest thing that I think that was for me was trying to plan releasing a book without knowing every step that you were going to have to plan. Like, how do you plan for heart surgery? You know, you have to go through medical school. And it was like trying to plan, like I know I need to do this, but what do I have to do to get to where I do that? You know, that was the hardest part for me. And that was the longest part of the process. Again, that is why I did I sacrificed encounters, because if I missed something, which I missed plenty, I was definitely going to find out with that. And that's what happened. Like, oh, you didn't know that you had to do that, and oh, you didn't know you had to do that. And still, even with Shattered, then I found out like the reason, like the hardcover is not going to come out probably till February or March, and I couldn't put that out because I knew I had to have a separate ISBN. I knew that at least, but I didn't know like that how I had to get it dealing with Ingram Spark. So after dealing with all the stuff that I was going through with Amazon, and I'm thinking, oh, once I do this, I just go through Ingram Spark and do whatever. Like, no, it was so much more shit in Ingram Spark that I had to do that I was like, how could I know until I went to try to do it?
Yeah, thank God I know a lot of authors on here, and you educated me on that stuff that I was not aware. Right, like you said, of Amazon being where you couldn't have a hardback copy. Like I was not aware of that in the least bit. I did not know that. I was just like, why isn't there a hard copy of this book up here when it was self-published? I just wasn't aware of why there wasn't. I thought maybe the author just didn't want to have one. But I'm like, what? So I didn't know that. So now I know that I need, because if I want a hardback at launch, then I'll have to have that ready to go. And you got to be Ingram Spark. You got to be on your P's and Q's because you got to pay every time. You got to go back and fix something.
Every time you have to make a change. Yep.
So you got to make sure there ain't no change. That's why I was like, look.
But see, that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because me not knowing that,
Yeah.
and then me having to go back and make a change in Shattered, because my the person who did my cover, there was a change that I made inside the book that didn't reflect on the outside, and she caught it. I was like, fuck yeah, thank you. She caught it. So it had to be changed. If I would have had to do that in Ingram Spark, I would have had to pay. So thank God. Like, so I'm glad that now the book is where the book is supposed to be. And so when I go into Ingram, and I have to thank her, Claire from 8 Little Pages, who did my cover, and Stewie, who walked me through, who spent like 4 hours walking me through Ingram Spark, poor thing. I'm sorry, Stewie. And getting through that, just to figure out all the things that I have to do in that part of the plan. Because you can have, what is it? Amazon will sell the fucking hardback, but you have to make it somewhere else. So a paperback and hardback pre-sale on Amazon. You can only do the ebook. Again, I'm looking at everybody who has pre-sales of their books. I'm like, how come I couldn't do it? What did I do wrong? Come to find out I didn't do anything wrong. You just can't do it that way. You have to do it through.
So with Ingram Spark, because I know Ingram Spark gets your book, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, all those places and such. But no one can pre-order a hardback copy of self-published writers.
They can through Ingram Spark.
Through Ingram Spark, you can.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I was like,
you just can't do it on Amazon.
That's fine and dandy, because you'll have to share the hell out of the link. I suppose if people want hardback copy, this is where you have to go pre-order hardback copy.
Yep, and you don't even have to worry about it, because like when you do, like you'll have your pre-sale, and you're going to be in Ingram Spark with your damn book and stuff, because you're gonna already know, and your ebook that's going to be on Amazon. And then when it comes time, when the pre-sale is over, and it's fully like, hey, now you can go buy, all of it will generate on Amazon.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. So yeah, but again, I didn't know that last year. I didn't know that until I tried to get my hardcover done. Then I was like, oh wait, I can't do this, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. I would think, oh shit. And again, I'm saying it like I was disappointed at the time, but it worked to my advantage because I probably would have had to dole out like $300 or something to do all the shit I wound up having to do afterwards.
Yeah.
So now when I put it up there, it's just up there and it's gonna be beautiful, and I don't have to worry about shit.
Yeah, I feel that though. So at least I know now before I even.
Yeah, I want to tell people, if you don't think your book's completely done and you want like a proof copy, don't upload it to Ingram until you are 100%. Because I mean, you can make as many changes as you want through Amazon after you've uploaded it and ordered a proof or
You
something.
can change this.
But I think it's like $25 each time you change something on Ingram.
Wow, that adds up if you just like miss one thing.
And that's the beautiful thing. You can literally do your paperback and your ebook on Amazon anyway. You can't do it as a pre-sale for the paperback. I'm just saying it could be on Amazon anyway. By the time you're getting proofs and people are getting back to you and telling you this, that, and the third, and you make all those changes and you know you are satisfied, you go to Ingram with your pristine shit that you ain't got to change. Because like Stewie said, you got to change something. It's going to cost you $25 every fucking time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least I know that's one note I had to put down. Make sure I'm fully satisfied through Amazon.
Yeah, I got my proofs and stuff from Amazon. I went through all of that stuff before I ever started uploading to Ingram.
Yeah.
Right. And I still have to come up with money for my ISBN, and I'm trying to debate whether I want to buy a lot of like a whole like 10 to the left and just keep them, or if I want to just dole out whatever, because I don't even remember how much it said to just do this one.
I just checked. I'm going to get 10, and that's $575.
For to do it that way.
500. Where?
One is well, I guess wherever you just buy. I don't think Aphrodite sent me the link for them.
Okay.
It's like for 10. It's for 10. It's just 500 something. But one,
I paid like, I don't think for 10.
Maybe.
And don't fuck up because like Canada, they got a good deal, but you can't get. You can get like one, and I think in Canada the first one like, and I may be wrong. I just remember when I was reading, and you didn't have to pay shit. But then after that, nope, because in the United States you got to pay. I thought it was like $200 to get one, and then $300 to get 10. It was something like that.
Like one like $85 for one, and then like $275 or something for 10.
Yeah,
I don't know what, Stewie, but that's not what it says right now. It was like $5.
I'll have to look because I know it was like, to me, it felt really ridiculous that you had to. I'm just going to make this number up, that you pay $200 for one, but if you pay $300, you get 10.
It's like a bulk.
Like they're trying to get you to buy 10. And Shanita, it is overwhelming, but you don't have to be alone. So don't worry about like you have this community.
Yeah. I just looked.
Got you.
125, 10 for $295.
What website I had then? But it's
100 for $575.
That would be good if you have a publishing company yourself.
I think that was what I did. I was looking at the 100 because it didn't make sense to me, like the less amount, because I have so many books I'm going to put out. And then I think that's what you got to use, one for each version of the book, right?
Yeah, you have to use one for the ebook, one for the paperback, one for the
and the hardback.
I was just
if you can do an audio, but you can get around, like you can use a ISB from Amazon for free. You can your ebook. You don't have to have one on there, but you kind of AIN number anyway on
Amazon.
Forgive me for getting all my words wrong, but on Amazon, and my audiobook, that was everything was handled over there. It's when you get the Ingram Spark that you have to really be concerned, because you definitely have to have an ISBN for your a different one for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you have to have an ISBN for the ebook. Ingram.
Yeah, that was right. I was thinking about the 100 one, I think, because I was like, I have a book series, even with Cagliostro. Even if I just count like the paperback and the hardback, that's 2 per, and it's a 3-part series, so that's like 6. You know what I mean, right there. And then I have other books coming out.
10, because I'm planning on doing just ebook and paperback for my Metalcore series, which is 8, and that'll leave me 2 extra. And I'm not sure how box sets do, because I want a hardback copy, but I was thinking about only selling them as a box set. So I don't know if I just need one for that or if I'll have to have
Um,
a separate hardback for each one.
Oh,
Or
that
what.
is a good question, Stewie. I have no idea.
'Cause I don't know if they require you to already have them in the hardback before
I'm gonna look into that and find out. I did
separately
not
before you can do a
think
box
about
set
that.
or what.
Nicole
Or
had
you know what I was gonna do? I wasn't going to do the box set. I was gonna wait until the 3 books were done, and I was gonna do a big ass book with all 3
Yeah, I was
books.
just gonna do a box set at the end after everything's done for it.
You mean like
Uh,
Lord of the Rings? Because he
I
had
did
Lord of the
not
Rings.
think
If you get
about
the big
that.
version of Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Return of the King, where you put them all in one book.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put the whole glass corridor in one book.
That could work. Nicole said,
I mean, I'm still gonna do that.
Nicole said, I want to buy my own ISBNs here in my country. I'm gonna ask, what country are you from, Nicole? But they said you can only have ISBNs through publishers. I don't know what country.
What? Yeah, what country are you in?
Yeah, because that would matter. I'm sure they all have different rules. Sadly.
It's so painful. But
You
what,
might have
you talking
to.
about the process? Alex talking about the process of,
Yeah.
it's
Publishing process.
crazy. But honestly, as much of it that I tried so hard for years to be prepared for, you
Still,
just really can't be. You have to walk it all.
Yep.
You have to walk it all. But again, like I was telling Shanita, you ain't got to walk it alone. It is worth it because the alternative is never taking a chance on yourself. And I could not die without having taken a chance on my dream.
But what they might be talking about, how you have to have ISBNs through publisher, it might not be technically a publisher, but they might require you to have your own company, which is sole proprietorship or LLC or something like that.
Maybe.
Should work. Because I think that's how I bought mine or whatever was through my sole proprietorship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did when I used to just make books samples for not to go out into the world, but just to do. I used to use Lulu because Lulu didn't. If you weren't trying to sell it, Lulu will let you make your book, and you just give it to yourself, kind of thing. And I used to use them to make practice copies, learning how to format and stuff like that.
She said the Philippines.
I don't know anything about that,
Mm.
but I'm going to look into it.
About buying and writer, they help get around, but I don't know rules of opening businesses in the Philippines. Statement on that.
I gotta look into that.
I would ask them if you could make your own publishing house, like as a sole proprietorship or something.
Yeah, because that's what I did. That's the best way to go about it. And plus, I mean, like and I'm not saying that this is anytime soon, but like Danny was saying, like her intentions were to get like 10 of them. You know, if you have a publishing house, you have those 10, they're yours. You can use them. You can help somebody else out.
I'm probably gonna get 100.
You know, be the person that you need. That's how I feel. I needed help with all this, and I got some help, and the rest I had to figure out, and the rest I had to drown, like sink or swim, throw myself in the deep end, and then learn what to do. And because of that, I promised myself that I would be with who somebody else needed. So if I find it out, I will share it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Well, read that. I can't read it.
They also said I can be a publisher on my own in order to get the ISBNs for my books. So yeah, create like a sole proprietorship or something.
That's good.
Well, you should anyway if you're
really you should if you're a
writer, because it does help you, you know, especially if you have to do any dealings or anything later on, then people will take you more serious if you have that company behind you, a company name, rather it's just you publishing your own books or not, you know.
And even if you're the person who wanted to do, who you don't really want to be an indie, you do want to get picked up traditionally, you still want to protect yourself before you get to that point.
Yep.
You still want to protect yourself because you just never know. You just don't. It's the same thing with if you're gonna be, let's say that me and Danny decided we're gonna work together to do something. She's gonna format my next book. We have been friends for a very long time. We still put everything in fucking writing.
On a contract, that's right.
We always do. We work very, very well together. But that doesn't mean that you don't protect yourself. Everybody's in. You still do that. So keep that in mind too, everybody, as you move forward. You're gonna do, like Alec is an artist, you're gonna do artwork for someone's cover. Make it clear what that details. Are you going to make the cover? Are you going to, is the person going to own the rights to the art? Because a lot of people don't realize you could get art and use it and not own the right to do other things with it. Like I own the right to my cover. I can turn that cover into mugs and t-shirts, but everybody don't know that, that's not always the case.
Mhm.
So, and it's not that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just that you need to know it. You just need to know it. Can I now take this and do this with it? No, you don't own the right to that art. You own the right for that use for that particular item, and that's it.
Yeah.
So just be clear. Get everything in writing. Get everything in writing. I don't care what it is, no matter how small or minute you might think that it is, because later on you don't want to be having an argument with somebody going, well, I thought that you were going to do a critique and this is only a proof. I knew I misspelled shit. It has red lines under it, bitch. I'm just saying.
I have been reading books about traditional publishing and self-publishing. Currently reading Successful Self-Publishing by Joanna Penn.
Yeah. She is very good. Joanna Penn is the bomb.
When I decided to do self-publishing, it was after I did read about traditional and self-publishing, and then I weighed the variables like a scale, and I was like, okay, if I go traditional, I have to do this, this, and this, sending out the letters and everything like that, acquiring, getting an agent, and then the agent get me a publisher, which is cool. At some point, you could possibly find someone who you had to rework your book to get someone to do it, but then I was looking deeper into it, and then the money that they make from your book, what you get based on that first advance, they're making hand over fist way more than that advance is, and that's what all you're going to be paying in is just that advance at first. And then I looked also at the fact that it seemed more like
that isn't a bad thing, but people just need to know that
it's not a bad thing. But again, it just comes off looking like a corporation draining a person who has a story to tell, and to me that's what it looks like. And then it was like, okay, then I looked at the whole thing that they do not market you because you're no one to them yet. So I'm like, I know how much I've been in marketing. I know how much a big factor marketing is. I did not see the variable for me going to traditional publishing with marketing being a thing that they don't do even a little bit for you. So I'm like, right. I don't see me doing that. If I could go this way and just make all the money that I'm going to make, because whatever it is I'm going to make is going to be on me anyway because of the marketing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The reason why I did what I said, it wasn't because of making money, because I really don't expect to make lots of money. At least
no, it's not about like making the money, but
you got to do all that shit on your own anyway. Why not take the whole top end as well?
I can't see past that point too. But the first point was the control that they have over your book. Mm-hmm. I don't want anyone having control over my book, because the story I'm gonna tell, they could like, okay, Cagliostro's story, Allison is in there, but they could read it and be like, we think Allison would be a better main character, so you need to switch it to her. They can say that, and then that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't get to make my cover. I don't get to get someone else to make my cover. I don't get to pick my cover because they said this cover will be the one that's going to make it sell. Yeah. I don't like people controlling me. I'm a businesswoman myself, and I run things myself. So it was no way from a business perspective. If also could I see me they're just going to throw me out in the wind, and I have to try to make people see me. If I want to make people see me, I'm going to be the one in charge of everything. There's no way I couldn't do that. I wasn't. Nope. So that was my final decision.
I remember. Wow. This was I remember this 20 years ago. It was about 20 years ago, might be a little bit more than 20. And I was reading, her name just jumped out of my head. The woman who wrote Waiting to Exhale. Y'all remember her name?
I know who she is, but I don't remember her name right now.
Oh, I can't remember her name. Well, anyway, when her books were coming out, and she's with a big house. She's one of the five. And I'm like, she's famous and she's this, and her book is being made into movies. She got several movies by her books and this and the third. And when I read her story, when she sat there and said that the only reason we know about her books is because she had to come out of pocket and do all the marketing herself. She had to go all over the country on her own dime. She had to book places, like they booked like 5 places for her to do a book signing. Nobody came to those because nobody knew who the hell she was. So she had to go contact
Terry McMillan.
Yeah.
Cachet put it.
Yes.
Cachet put it.
She had to go and call libraries and call bookstores and book airplanes and book motels to stay in, to go do all this stuff. And she went on like a 2-year book signing thing that she had to put together because they didn't do any of it. They published the book. They made the book available. People bought it. And I read that and I went, oh, hell no. It's got to be another way. If I got to do all that anyway, because I'm not, because I'm not famous yet. Because when you're famous, like if you're Stephen King, it's the other way around, But Stephen King don't have to do anything at this point but put a book out and put his name on the cover of it.
Right. But he was in the same position when he first started,
right. But people don't realize that because they want to put down independent publishing because, I want to be published at Random House, which isn't a bad thing. If you want it, go for it. Yeah. But know that doesn't mean anything beyond the fact that you didn't initially come out of pocket for all those things and you lost say over, like you said, your editor. You don't get to choose your editor. You don't get to choose your cover. You don't get to choose a.
They might change your story. They might make you change your story.
They go in and say that we don't want her to be named Allison. We think that Joyce is better. And you either say yes to that or they don't have to publish a book if you can't get on the right page. And most people were stuck back in the day, and you had to go along with it to get published. You don't have to now. You don't have to. And I'm not saying don't listen to people because maybe they're suggesting Joyce because this year 5 books came out and the heroine's name was Allison. They were trying to protect you. But the point I'm trying to make is the bottom line and the choice will be yours. If you got to do it anyway, then do it fucking anyway. The only way I would love if Shatter got so big on my own that a publishing house came to me and said, now we want to step in, I will take the fucking check because they ain't stepping in to change shit. Now it's going to go out there even further based on some shit because they want to make money off me. All I wanted was everybody to read my book. I went into this knowing I wasn't going to make money. I just wanted to tell a story.
That's it.
And if through some miracle of the gods, I made some money, then that's a plus. Oh my God.
You can't go in thinking you're going to be making all this money, or if that's what you're trying to do, then you might want to just slow down just a little bit because it could come, but it shouldn't be like your first reason for doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's cool.
And that's true with no matter how you go out there, if you go independent or not. Please let writing be a true passion, because otherwise you're going to starve to death. Let it at least be a passion so that if you are hungry, you're still happy.
Nicole said, I understand that certain thinking about being a self-published, writer, but when you're in traditional, especially being called a legit author, but writers still put in the work, you're a legit author, Nicole, when you publish a book. A writer is a writer when you start writing.
Yeah, if you're an author, that's how that was the mindset that people had initially when people started independently publishing. But keep in mind, when people started independently publishing back in the day, because Vanity Press been out since 60s and 70s, because You talking about I was a part of that, and it was good reasons why it wasn't a good idea to do the vanity press stuff, because 9 times out of 10 you were being bilked out of money, thousands of dollars. You didn't have anybody in your camp to even let you know if you did put a good enough product out. Not if you had a good enough story. Nobody can tell you that. But if you had a good enough product to be sitting out on shelves. So, but it's not like that now, because now we have where you can be independent. You can literally start an independent house. You can get with hundreds of other people who know what the fuck they're doing. You got so much at your you now have at your disposal what the houses had at theirs.
That's it.
You now have editors, and you now have formatters, and you now have cover artists. You now have critique people. You now have alphas. You now have betas.
It's just everybody tries to beat something down when they don't understand it, or they try to beat something down when you are getting away from the system of it. When it's something not built around that system that's locking in something for a reason, then they can't stop people from doing what they're doing. They can't stop people from telling the stories they want to tell. Because let's just be honest, publishing houses, like the traditional publishing, they are businesses. That's why they do things the way they do them, because they want to make money. And if that's why they throw you out to the wind, because that little $10,000 that you may get in advance, and that's a high if you get that advance.
If you get
that nowadays, that's a high advance. That's a low advance.
You impress somebody if you got that.
Right. But that they still gonna throw that $10,000 ain't nothing to them, because they're not gonna advertise you still. Even with that $10,000 advance, they be like, okay, well, we lost 10,000. It is what it is. You didn't pick up.
And they're good for shelving you too. If they think that you are competing against somebody else they already got going on,
yeah, they shelve you like
shelve your ass.
Well, some people even pick you up just so they can shelve you, so they don't have to worry about you taking
the competition. Yeah, it's a business, and in the end, so I felt like being who I am and running businesses I have done, I said I could do this myself, and that's what I'm going to do, because I don't need a gatekeeper. I'm good.
I know. That's just me, though. One of the local authors here or whatever, she got signed from a local, or not local, but a traditional publisher. It wasn't one of the big five, but it was actual traditional publishing company or whatever. And she signed the contract or whatever to have it published, whatever, in 2008, and they shelved it until like mid-November last year. So over 11 years, she couldn't do anything with that book because they own the rights to it now.
They own exactly. So it's a lot of stuff to keep in mind, and the beauty.
So you can decide for yourself.
The beauty of indie is that all the things that traditional publishing had at their disposal, like I said, that we did not before. I mean, we didn't. We do now.
Yep.
So there's no reason why you couldn't put out an excellent product that would easily compare to what traditional puts out too. It is nothing wrong with traditional if that's what you want to do. But I still think that everybody should be informed, because they have the wrong impression. They think that if they go traditional, that makes them legit. And they think if they go traditional, they're going to get this and that and the third. And it isn't true. It isn't true. So at least having your mind, at least having your mind that you're choosing this because this is 100% what you want to do. You want to be under Random House. You want that. And that is why you're doing it.
And I don't mind being under Random House the way you said to do it. They picked you up because your book was doing so good. That's a different story, because then you got the power.
Yeah. I know I have some stories I wouldn't mind submitting to traditional publishers, because I like the story, but I'm more flexible on changing things.
On that type of thing. Right. Going in,
Like I have one too.
You follow like 20 different characters throughout the whole course of the first book at one point or another. I know if I sent that to a traditional, I'll cut it down to like 2 or something. I'm not doing that. I like all those points of views and shit.
Exactly. But that's the thing. You can choose to do that. But people, like, you are informed enough to know, like, well, if I send this and they pick it up, that they might want to change that.
I have a retelling that I would do that with, that I would gladly do it with.
I didn't know. I used to be like purely I'm going traditional publishing, blah blah blah, until I started. You know what? I'm gonna look into this. And I looked into it, I'm like, yeah, I completely flip tables on that. Nope. Information, knowledge is power. All right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to run, guys. It's like 10:33, so I will see you Tuesday next week. So yeah, you guys know who I am
Oh
off the
yeah,
DL.
it's
So
her channel
I'm gonna
next
roll
week.
out. Yeah, it's on my channel next week. So you guys can check me out. Links should be below. If not, just look up Arthur DL Tillery. Google me. I'll pop up everywhere. Check you later.
The eyewear. Everybody, make sure in the chat that you are subscribed to each other's channels as well. So go do that. Like every time I'm in chats, I look for people that I have not seen before, and I subscribe to their channels. We gotta look out. We gotta look out for everybody. You know, we have to try to look out for everybody. You're not going to save everybody, but y'all know what I mean. So, Alec, I can't read that story. What's it say?
I made a decision to not work my whole life to make everyone else rich. The same goes for publishing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why I like working from home. Not necessarily not making other people rich, but if I'm going to make other people rich, I want to do it at my own leisure.
Yeah, I grew up in a time, because I'm you guys' grandma. I grew up in a time when you didn't have a choice. It was certain things that you just, unless you doled out, because I remember there was actually a vanity press called Vanity Press, because they knew, like, we know that you're going to be vain and want your book to exist. So yeah, it doesn't mean that you get into a bookstore, nothing like that. It means that you had to buy 500 copies of this book and spend $5,000 getting it done. And that was the minute you didn't have a choice. So
yeah, I got contacted by one long before I ever even got ready to publish or anything. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, how do you even know about this or whatever? They're like, yeah, I want to pick up. I was like,
mm-hmm. No. And they know, and see, and they'll prey on people because they know that you want your story out. Now you have some fucking just like with anything, you have Goldilocks stories. You have what's his name? Was it Grisham who sold his books out of his truck? He spent like $10,000 out of the back of his car. He sold them to people, and then somebody that he sold it to read it and got it to a publisher, and then now and he's famous forever and ever. Amen. But we still talking about one person. Mm-hmm. One out of the thousands and thousands of people who did it is not the way to go. So it thank God I didn't have the money to do that fuck up. Thank God. I didn't have money to fuck up. And I was a kid, in the 70s, I was a kid. So even if I would have had the money, my mom would have sat on my ass before she let me do that. So I went to college and I started learning how to do queries and all the stuff that you have to do to get traditionally published. And thank God I still wasn't able to move forward with it because we slowly slid out of vanity and more into independent publishing. And for a long time, there were some internet independent publishers. The majority of them that I used to read, they're all gone now, but they existed where you could have your book with them, get some money. Nobody's really coming out of pocket too much because it was internet based, blah, blah, blah. And that was great. But they were any one of us could have done that. Like we can do that right now. We have our own little independent bookstore. And basically that's what it was. So then I started studying how they were doing shit. And as I'm studying that, is moving more into where we are now. And so I made the conscious fucking decision that if I was going to independently publish, which it looks like that's what I'm going to do, then I want my own house. So I built my house first. And I built it first so that way anything that I do from this point on comes out of that house.
Yeah, that's what I did. But like I said, there might be like one or two stories I wouldn't care if it got changed some or whatever.
I have one that I would definitely
set ways on those, but that's about it. Most of the stuff I'm like, nope, I want it this way.
But you know what the cool thing is? Like I do have the one, like you were saying, that I would definitely shop with a traditional. But I think by the time I decide to do that, they could at least look me up and see how I write and shit like that, and be more of a calling card for me. So then I won't care if they take it and go, oh, let's make this change, let's make that change. Because as much as I would care about the story, I do kind of feel like maybe it does need another eye. So, but again, because it always sounds like one style is bashing the other. I think both styles are great, but I think you need to go into both knowledgeable.
Yeah, you have to know what you want out of it.
No misconceptions and misconceptions galore in traditional publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that some of them are speaking up now too. Some of the people who got traditionally published, who went in thinking, oh, this is better. And then they're saying that it's not any different except for basically upfront money. And you lose a little bit of your control. Because I will never forget, like, one of the writers that I was following, and she was talking about when she got her check, like she got like $5,000 or whatever, and she was really happy, but she didn't get any money for years and years and years because they didn't give you $5,000. You had to earn it, so it had to get paid back. So your book had to earn the money, pay everybody else, and then pay you before after that you start getting money. So it's exactly the same. It's just a wait. So if my book right now, let's say my book made $1,000, but I was traditionally published, I wouldn't be seeing any money for a very long time if that's all it did, because it still didn't pay everybody else yet. And then it has to still pay you. If they gave you an advance, it's an advance. Period.
Yep. The only good thing about advance, if you never hit that goal, you just ain't got to pay it back.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it.
That's about it.
Because in your contract, I mean, they can't say, oh, you know what? It's been 6 years and you never made $3,000. Give us our money back. That your back is covered. But again,
if they publish something else, they probably won't give you as much of advance.
Yeah, I still rather be independent if that's the case. I hope that if I ever get to be traditionally published, it's because somebody is hunting me down and they offer me some ducats. Because I can't see me doing, I couldn't see me putting Shattered in anybody's hand. I can see all the things they would want me to change. Shattered is ridiculous. So I can see a bunch of them going, ooh, maybe not do that.
Yeah, they probably try to tone it down a lot, try to make it for young adults and everything else. I don't know.
I had one of my betas, she was hardcore wanting me to take out anything that was sexual. And I wrote her back and I said, teenagers have sex. Everybody in this book ain't screwing around. Just like if you went to high school, everybody wouldn't be. But some teens do. I did not put explicit sex scenes in there, so you shouldn't be too upset about it, because the most explicit one was still not, it wasn't erotic in any way, shape, or form. Oh, it wasn't. So, but I'm sorry, kids still do stuff. And then she said that there was a part where one of the girls had mentioned something sexual. She just said something very inappropriate. Pooey said something inappropriate, and she said that line shouldn't be in there because that just ain't gonna work. And I'm like, she said it.
Yeah, I know. I had a couple every time I had a cuss word. I don't even have that many cuss words in my Metagore series. I try to make an attempt. I know when I wrote Left But Not Forgotten originally, it was like every other line was like, fuck this, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, Metagore is going to be kind of toned down. Still an adult. There's still some in there. But every time one of my beta readers got to cuss words, like, this is not, have to be in there. You can reword this. I was like, no.
Right. And again, I listened to what she was saying but when she kept saying, because YA this, YA that, YA the other thing, so I finally just wrote to her and said, it's not YA. No. But even if it was, because I do know young adults are going to read it because young adults are in it. But I said, even if it was, it's still not above a fucking 17-year-old. It just isn't. I was 17 once, and I may not have been out there in the world acting like Pooey. But I knew a girl named like Pooey. I knew people like Pooey. So
I knew some younger. I lived with some younger doing stuff like that. So, yeah.
Right. And so it was, you can't, I appreciated the words coming, but had that been one of the editors or me, they would have
Yeah, they
maybe
would
changed it.
be aimed directly at young adult and want a lot of that toned down, if not taken
Oh
out.
yeah. And no matter how hard I said it ain't young adult, they would not have cared.
Yeah, they're like, no, this story, we want it to be young adult. You're going to make it young adult. I don't care.
Well, let me see. I see some stuff that hit. There we go. Yes, I love the connection down me. Are you kidding me? I love Arthur too so much, Cash. You guys, y'all, you know how much I say it. Y'all made my millennium. So yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I wish I actually stuck with it whenever I originally made my channel, which was like in 2018, about this time, so 2 years ago. And then I just did it for like a month, and I never really got connected with the community or anything, and then just kind of quit until last January. And I started back in, and that's when I really started connecting with everybody.
Right. I started because I was on here, I just was like not really doing anything. And then I would talk to like Jenna Maressi, and then I would talk to Cam at Woolshop. And I really just loved their craziness, their humor. It was always like I didn't always agree with them, but I always liked them.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know, I really want to do this channel, and I've been wanting to do it for 100 years. I've had plenty of channels before, but I was scared. I was terrified. And when I did it, and for some reason, I don't know what happened, but Sarah Schwanrepper found me.
Mhm.
And she said hello. Like she literally welcomed me into the community. And I
Yeah,
thought,
I
wow,
don't
this
think
person who doesn't know me said this. And I went and found hashtag AuthorTubers on Facebook, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I wasn't really scared or nervous or anything about joining the community. It's just at first I wasn't aware of like the actual community. I knew there was author tubers, whatever, but I didn't think of it as a community. I thought it was just people talking about writing.
Right.
And then I just wasn't really dedicated to continuing making videos or whatever. That wasn't my big priority. I was like, if I get around to it, I'll do it. But
And see, that's mine for 4 years, Stewie. I stared at AuthorTube wanting to do videos. 4 years. I talked myself out of it.
yeah, and I think it was Savvy. Is the one that commented on one of my videos first and was like, there's a hashtag AuthorTubers Facebook group. I was like, nope.
Yeah,
So
I don't remember who told me.
I think it was Savvy that told me, and then I joined
It
that.
might have been Savvy that told me.
And then after that, Sky had commented on that, and then asked if I wanted to do some live streams with her and Caro and all of them. So I started doing those during the day, back in the summer or spring or something.
Yeah, because I met Caro through Sarah also.
Yeah.
And so Tamara and everyone. Tamara, I was already watching on YouTube anyway. But yeah, it was.
I think the ones I had watched before I got in the community: Jenna Maressi, Kim Chance.
Yeah, I used to watch Kim too.
I can't think of that one chick's name. But I know Cam from Wolf Shots.
But it was a couple guys. See, most of the people I was looking at were guys, and
I think Cam was the only guy that I'd seen.
Yeah, Ben, Cam, Steven, and oh my God, how can I forget his name? I watch him every week.
But then I started watching
oh my God, I forgot his name.
I can't think of her name. But I started watching Bella Rose Pope for a while.
Yeah, I used to always watch her channel. Oh my God. Please forgive me.
Haley something?
What is his name? I literally just started talking to him too. No, he does. He just had a book that came out. No, I gotta figure out what his name is. I feel so bad. I went completely blank. Like, and I can see his face and everything because of Mishka, the cat. His cat passed away last year. Oh, forget it. It'll come back to me because now I'm mad with myself. But anyway, I started talking to the boys a lot. And that's how I found a lot of the girls. So Pooey. Yeah, Pooey is a mess. And Pooey would be one of those characters that would probably the editors would want to take out.
I will support Alec. I like Pooey too. I would support a Team Pooey shirt.
But Pooey power. Pooey crazy ass. Pooey is the one who ends up being like super famous though. I think there's no problem with those kinds of things in the story. Yeah, and I don't write not one book for little people. And I'm never
Mega Tenant.
I'll probably never ever write a kid's story. Team Pooey. Pooey don't need no damn team. Pooey was so determined to spend all of her time alone and just drive forward that the fact that she didn't is really cute. Yes. People as illusions, letting go. Better make like Elsa. No, but I'm serious. Like for like you, Alec, and you, Stewie, you read Shattered. You know damn well they would have took that book apart.
Oh yeah, like I said, they would have wanted that to be more YA and toned down a lot, and yeah.
And I would have been very, very unhappy.
If that was the case, I probably wouldn't have read it because, like I said in my review, at first I was thinking it was just like a little high school, whatever, and then you start talking about darker stuff. I was like, yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I can get with the demons.
That sounds like my kind of book.
Right, Nicole. And that's like, it wasn't, and for me, it was, I always wrote, so the freedom to write was kind of there for me, but the loneliness, I was alone. I felt like I didn't have anybody on my side. That's me when my video starts up. So y'all are crazy. Yeah, because I'm going on my like sixth year solid daily AuthorTube watching. No bullshit.
Yeah, I started watching 2015, I guess. Late 2015, somewhere there.
Yeah, and I remember because I know poor Jenna, her ears are probably burning. I watched Jenna's very, very, very first video, and I remember watching her sit on the couch, and she just looked so shy. And I'm thinking, I want to do that. I want to have a channel. She didn't have any books or anything like that. She was just talking about wanting to do it, and I was like, I do too. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, her laying in the floor outlining on little cards or whatever. I remember that. I was like, shit. I do everything on the computer, fuck laying in the floor trying to spread everything out.
I did, as you can see, when I showed you my notebook before we went on stream, I do lots of stuff in my notebooks. But that's because
I jot down some ideas.
Carry it with me, and then that way I can come back and, bounce off of it. You found Sarah on Instagram? I think Sarah finds everybody new.
Oh yeah, that's how I found a lot of people or whatever. I just wait until her YouTubers videos come out. I'm like, oh, okay. I just go through and subscribe to all of them. I'll check them out later.
I do every time, because I just know how it feels.
I did that one time, whenever I first started, after I found out she was doing that, I was going through and I noticed me. I was like, oh, hey, I'm there.
I remember when she decided to start doing it, and she was doing for people who had 100 subs or less, and I had just hit 101, and I was like, oh no, I didn't make the window, and then she did me anyway. So I was
I think she did me on the second one, the third one, something like that. It was early on.
Yeah, because I just remember I remember when they didn't exist and when she was talking about it, and I didn't make it, and then she still shouted me out. I was like, oh my God, thank God for Sarah, because I was gonna quit AuthorTube. I felt like, what was the point? I'm scared every time I turn the camera on. I'm nervous. And who wants to listen to me ramble? And I'm so glad that she did what she did, because I'd have left. I'd still be watching, but I would have left. You said you're low key Pooey's team. Pooey don't need no damn team.
Alec ain't low key on anything. What are you talking about?
He don't know how to be low key. Pooey the kind of person who wouldn't care if you cheer for her or not, because she's still gonna dance her ass off. And she's still gonna do what she feel like doing and who she feel like doing and how she feel like doing them. She Pooey. I think out of all of them, she's the one that leads the least help, because she really is determined and made up her mind how shit gonna go. She might be a little bit too stubborn for her own good, but I don't know. I just like Pooey. I can't not like her. I can see where people, like in my beta stuff, a lot of people didn't like some of the stuff that she did or said, but I was like, she was 100% honest all the time. So I'm sorry. I gotta give it to her. Was there another one? I can't read that.
I swear, since I discovered AuthorTube, I feel so much better about pursuing my dream of writing a book. Most of the people who I told about writing a book told me that it was a pipe dream.
And they will do that. They steal your friggin' joy. Like every time and this is me, y'all see me. I know I'm weird. I'm the pink sheep of my family, and I wear the hat. I get it. But I will be so excited. And I would tell, like, oh, I got an idea for a new story. There's this girl, and her name is Bianca, and she accidentally gets enrolled into this school full of supernaturals, and they would just be looking at me like, girl, you spend too much time in a fantasy world. Girl, you need to check yourself. It would never be, oh, go for it. It will always be some form of, why are you wasting your time? And I just was so friggin' alone. I don't have anybody in my real life corner. And then like y'all know that me and Danny actually know each other, but I didn't know she was a writer. She didn't know I was a writer, because that's not how we met each other. Like she would I used to go to this place called Mystical Voyage, and that's where we met. It's like a bookstore, coffee house type thing. Not one conversation did we have about me being a writer or her being a writer. Not one. And we only seen each other in passing. You know what I mean? We weren't friends. We were just somebody who saw each other every once in a while. And then one day I found out through someone else that she had a convention that she does, because she's a dancer. I don't know if y'all know that, but Tillery is a dancer, a motherfucking dancer. And so she holds conventions every year, and she was looking for people to volunteer. And if you volunteered, then you got to take classes for free. And I wanted to take me some gyrating classes. Okay. So I went on her Facebook and I volunteered. I didn't think she even remember who I was. And she was like, yeah, I get you a spot. Me and my friend, we volunteered. We met in a place called Westminster, which is really nowhere near where I live. And we did the convention, and that's how we hooked up again as friends. But we saw each other once a year at a convention where I was working it. So it wasn't like we hung out. And then the third year that me and my friend volunteered, I noticed that she just seemed really tired. Like she had a lot of energy drained out of her. I don't know what it was, but she seemed different. So I went to her mom and I asked her mom, like, what's going on with her, blah, blah, blah. And that's when her mom said that she is doing all this by herself and she doesn't have any help. And I was like, I'm retired. What kind of help does she need? And we built, me and her mom started talking about, well, she needs somebody to help her with clerical shit. And I just bust out laughing. I said, that's all I do is write. I'm writing a book. And she goes, you write too? Danny writes. Danny's writing a book. I'm like, for real? Like, how did we not know that about each other? So I didn't say anything to her. I pulled her up on an email later on. I said, look, just hitting you up in private, letting you know, hey, I'm writing. If you need help with this, I'll help with that. If you want help with this, you can help with that. And I will take over anything clerical for the convention. And she just sent me back a message saying, "Oh my God, for real? Yes, thank you." And that is how we started talking about the writing world. That is how we got into that. Neither one, and I knew her in passing for years. So that's crazy to me because we found each other on Facebook, and like I said, we live in the same state, but she don't live nowhere near me, and we just started talking that way through Facebook. I was saying, and I met Stewie that see that one time at band camp.
Oh, that fucking year, I remember. No, I never went to band camp.
I didn't either. I went to camp a lot though.
I never went to band camp.
Oh, I don't even know anything about that. See, Instagram, I only just started Instagram in the past 7 months or so. I had an account forever, but I didn't know how to use it until a couple months ago. Oh, that's awesome. Look, I'm jealous of everybody who has a significant other. I would love that if I ended these streams at night to be able to go then talk to my husband. I would love that. Yes, this community has done nothing but support me. And again, even when you have someone who you don't agree with, they're still fucking fantastic. And that's hard to find anywhere else. Somebody don't agree with you, automatically they want to put you up, they want to tar and feather you. I have not found that in this community yet. And it just makes me really happy. I just like the shenanigans. That should be your middle name, Tom. You just like the shenanigans. You are a shenanigan, Alec. Thank you. Cash got me before he was. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay, I will make you a Pooey shirt. I just have to think of what to call it. We are not doing team Pooey shirts.
Pooey power.
Yeah, Pooey power might be the way I would go. But people won't understand what that means, so be prepared to always explain Pooey.
They probably think it's like something perverted or something.
Probably.
Appropriate.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can see that. Pooey, the Pooey posse. If Pooey ever gets fans, I will call him a Pooey posse. But yeah, Pooey power would probably be the thing I could think of. People probably won't even say her name correctly anyway. And I don't want to use patience because patience is a word that means something else. They won't know what someone's name. I was worried about that with Chase, that people wouldn't realize it was, if I said fuck Chase, and they would get like, huh? Then I thought,
I think that's more of a common name, so.
Yeah. Because his name was going to be Chance for so long, but I went back to Chase because I wanted to keep all my kids' names are in my books, and Chase is one of my great nephews. So it stays. It stays. But yeah, I like those questions tonight because it made me think about I had to rack my brain to think about what have I not really talked about.
I know. I didn't even know about the questions until like right before we went on air, and he's like, "Have you read the question?" I was like, "Nope." And then look, I was like, "Oh God, we've spent hours upon hours just talking about random side projects and everything else before." So I don't know what's been on stream, what's been off stream, and I just recorded a video that's going to be up next week and the week after. Me kind of talking about all my side projects. I was like,
so wait, this was perfect timing then. I can't record because my phone is broken, and I have a very expensive phone. I mean camera, but I can't see well enough to use it. Like I have really good equipment, but I kind of hire other people to use it to get shit done. And I can't see well enough to figure that bad boy out. So I will not be able to put a video up till next month because it's gonna take me that long to buy a new phone. because I record all my shit on my phone now, unless I do live like this, of course. But yeah, this phone gone. Oh, poor thing. Oh, it's just gone. Half the screen, and it's going straight up and down. Half is fucked up, and the other half is blurry. So yeah, I think it's safe to say it's gone. One of the things at the end, I am going to do it now. At the end of the beta thing, when I asked for final thoughts, and people put their nice little final thoughts, and I still don't know who said it, and it was probably Tillery. Only way I can know is if I go and pull her files up individually and see where they fell. But where it says, yes, could you please be sure to hit Chase with a car and run over his blank back and forth until he's dead. That was the suggestion that I was given. Like, okay. I just keep getting these feeling that people don't like Chase.
Yeah, I had one beta for the Battle 4. I always like the very last question. I think it was like around the end for each chapter was, what's your prediction going to happen, later?
Right.
And they would, at the beginning, they would kind of predict different things or whatever. And then partway through, they're like, I've given up. I think they're all just going to kill each other. They're just going to fucking all die, blow up the entire land, something. I don't know. So I give up trying to guess.
That was my
Therefore, I
favorite
can see
part,
this is good.
though. What do you think is going to happen next?
Mhm.
I think that Aaliyah is going to beat Barbara's ass. And I'm just reading, go.
And I had some betas that every chapter I was like, how would you like it? They was like, I liked it even better if this character was in it. When are we going to see this character again? I was like, you're just going to have to wait.
One of my readers read and said, I can tell right now that Aaliyah and Chase are going to get together. And all I could do was say, my work is done. My work is done. One person predicted a big spoiler thing that I can't say. But I said, out of all the people, only one. That was pretty good. And that bitch is a detective. Like, she caught the goddamn eggs. And she only reads detective style books. So yeah, that's what she's gonna pick up on. And she got a major twist. I was like, God damn, how did she figure it out? We're not nowhere near the chapter where that happens. Nowhere near. What did I say? So I had to go back, but no one else got it, so I didn't care.
So I picked up on a few.
Yeah, and see, I don't get the chance to know because you just read the story. I didn't even know you were gonna read it.
Yeah, I was like, you sent me a copy, so I was like, yeah, might as well.
It was that was to show you the formatting, I think.
Yeah, because you had put those little emblems as the scene breaks, and you wanted to see
Yeah, I
it.
wanted to show you.
So
But
yeah.
I'll send you the beta sheet, the beta forms that everybody got. So just so you can see the questions and stuff, you ain't necessarily got to do it. But
Yeah, I couldn't answer for each chapter unless I go back and reread it.
Right.
So like, at this point, I was thinking this maybe.
Right. And that's why I was real careful because there was some like Danny was an alpha. Mm-hmm. So she was going to have some meat knowledge of stuff. But she wasn't even ready for the shit I put in after when it was time to do beta. She just knew what the story was going to be.
I know there was at least 3 different like complete scenes I added after all my alpha and beta runs right before I sent it to my editor for the first book. Like the very opening first scene of the book, that wasn't there until right before edits. And there was a couple other scenes like that as well.
Anything that had to do with anything that didn't concern Aaliyah directly wasn't in the alpha draft. So like, for instance, like if it was a scene that was just Baron and Headmistress, that wasn't in the alpha draft. You know what I mean? So that was kind of fun to watch when the betas got in. The betas don't know that. But Danny, as my alpha, she was like, what the fuck? So that was fun. And plus I felt like it made it fun for her too, because even though she was basically doing a reread and a tear down chapter by chapter, it was shit for her to read that wasn't there before.
Yeah. And then I have,
I told you
I have a
I will give you stain. You just gotta wait.
almost a full chapter. It was like a scene or whatever that was in it for the longest time, and then right before edits, I was like, no. I think I even sent it to the editor, and then even after I had already edited, I was like, nope, I'm taking this out, and just took it out. And then I think I posted it up on my website for people to read, just because
That's not a bad idea.
Done or whatever. It doesn't really have any spoilers or anything like that for the rest of the book. It's just about one of the characters and something that he enjoys doing or whatever. So I was like, yeah, sure.
I gave away I think like the first 4 or 5 chapters to my patrons when it was still, it hadn't even been baited yet. But they understood that it was a, like a second draft.
Yeah.
They knew that it wasn't perfection to the hilt. But I did that. And then I have quite a few higher tier patrons. So they just got the whole book. When it was the book that I went to put on Amazon, they got a PDF version so they didn't have to wait. And
I know for all my Patreons that at least do the $5 or more, I'm just going to send them a PDF copy, or I think I got EPUB and a Mobi file, whichever one they'd want.
I don't know how to do that. You're going to have to show me how to do that.
What?
The Mobi stuff. Everybody's always talking about that, but I don't have no idea what y'all are talking about.
It's an online book format. I have, what's the program? Calibre. It's a program you can transfer book files from like one to another, like from PDF to Mobi or to EPUB, or I don't know. It's got all kinds of different files.
Because I always see it, but I don't know what it is.
But I know anybody that's $5 or more will just get a free copy of the ebook, basically, because that's how much it is. It's $4.99. So I'm like, if you're gonna pay me $5 anyways,
it makes me happy to do that. It does.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make you pay me $5. I'm like, no, you still gotta go spend another $5 for the book or whatever.
Right, because even though like for your patrons, it's them to support you so you can keep doing what you're doing. I'm sorry, like if you're supporting me at $5 a month, I can give you a goddamn book.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ebook, so it's not costing me anything to send you or anything, so I don't care.
So that just makes me happy. Alec is throwing a change. Alec, Stained, I told you. I got some reworking to do on it.
Oh, Alec, I need your email. You can message me on Facebook or something. I'll send you. I got my audiobook completely done. And I know you said you wanted, or I said I would send you a copy of it or whatever.
Can you extra? Yes, you are. As long as you know.
Amazon also uses EPUB. I think that's what I use for Kindle whenever I upload it.
See, that's about okay. So basically, you mean it's just a formatter?
Yeah, Mobi is a format like EPUB or PDF or.
Oh,
whatever.
okay. That's why.
It's
Okay.
a file type. But yeah, Amazon I think uses that the most. I know whenever I uploaded mine to Kindle, I use my EPUB version because whenever I had it formatted, I just got PDF and an EPUB.
Okay, that's what. Okay, then I'm good then, because that's why it was confusing me because I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah.
What is this? What's this? Oh, EPUB doesn't open on your Kindle. I don't have a Kindle, but what I did was I downloaded the what do you call it? Like the app onto my computer that's an e-reader, a Kindle whatever you call it, and so I can read everything that's Kindle.
Yeah, I use I think it's Read Era on my phone.
I can't do shit on my phone. I didn't even bother.
But I like it because I have not had any kind of file yet that it will not open. It'll open PDF, EPUB, Mobi, whatever. And I know a lot of people don't like PDFs because, like, if you view it on the computer, it just starts back up at the top or whatever, and you have to scroll through. But on the app, it will still mark it. So
I didn't even know that because I love PDFs.
Yeah, and then you can leave and then come back and it's still right there. It also tells you like the percentage, how many pages you've read, how many pages are left, all that kind of stuff. And you can make notes and comments on there. You can bookmark different stuff
Wow.
or whatever. So
See, I
I
can't
like
read on my phone though, so I absolutely would never even bother.
Yeah, it's what I always read all my ebooks on.
Like, and the kids got Kindles for Christmas and stuff, and they're like this and this. I still couldn't do it. Like, I have a hard time. This is why I thank the gods of the internet, whoever thought of audiobooks. Thank you. I mean, they had audiobooks in the 70s on tape cassettes and used to listen to, but I'm saying that wasn't every book. Surely wasn't close to the amount that they have nowadays.
Nope.
I'm still shopping Shattered, by the way.
Mine will be out in a couple of months, hopefully.
I'm telling you. I'm excited. I would love to have a cast to do it, or at least 2 or 3 people. It don't have to be a whole cast, but a dude and a girl who are doing all the voices, you know. And I'm tempted, like I swear I'm tempted to hire some of my actors to just go ahead and do it. Like, I'll talk to them next week. I really am. Send us in a recording. Like, I could redo my closet back into a booth and just record them doing all those characters. That would be awesome. Oh my God. I can just hear it now. Whoever the girl who plays Pooh, I can hear her mouth. Let me see. Did I miss some? Are they still talking?
Nicole had to leave. Have to go take a nap. Just
Oh,
had lunch. So
she
she got
right. Talking about lunch. I'm like, dude, it's 11 o'clock at night, but I forgot. She's in the Philippines.
Yep.
Thank you. Back at you, Nicole. Right back at you. But I'm also going to end so I can stop looking at the screen, because we've been looking at the screen for 3 hours. I'm really happy that everybody came. Thanks for coming to my very first one of the year. I already told you guys about merch. Now, merch for the public won't be available for another couple weeks, but all you guys that's on the inside, I already got you covered. Thank you. Love you. Shattered is still available. Please go check it out if you haven't already. Encounters is also still available. And if you're in the audiobook, Encounters is available on ebook, paperback, and audio. And I do recommend audio because the producer, she knocked it out of the park. I will not be able to do any of my regular Thursday videos until I get either a new camera or a new phone or better eyes. So this is going to be pretty much how we're going to see each other for a little while. I can't think of anything else. Do you want to do yours?
I'm Dale Stewart. I still will be doing my live streams every Sunday nights. And then I will be attempting to upload my videos on Mondays. I know yesterday's came up kind of late. I intend to try to do it a little bit earlier than that. I've got a couple filmed like backstock, so it shouldn't take all day to upload it. But yeah, I should be kind of up to date on all those postings. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, a website, blog, newsletter, a Patreon, a bunch of stuff. You can go find me. Everything's DL Stewart author, all one word. And my debut novel, The Battle for Metagore, is currently available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books Depository, and all those places in ebook and paperback. So, yeah. And I should be seeking out alphas by the end of the month, early next month for book 2.
You already have a link for your alphas?
I haven't linked to the form on all of my videos on YouTube.
All right, I have to find it and I'll add it to this later. But give it to me for the next time so I can just automatically have it in there, because I have your channel on there, but that's it.
No.
That way I can put your books.
See if I can find it real fast and just message it to you on Facebook.
I'm not gonna be able to see it, but send it to me.
Just so I'll forget otherwise.
Yeah, because my eyes are gone. They're gone, unfortunately. But I think that is he saying night? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good night. So yeah, good night, everybody. Next week on Tillery's channel, and Sunday, Stewie's doing his thing. Don't forget, we got to do this. All right. Bye, everybody.